Hello? We have everybody admitted.
Yes, sir. It's just this one's still having trouble connecting. The Pixel 4.
All right, there we go.
Okay.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Municipal Court of the City of Cuero. This is our way of holding court, what perhaps may be for a little while longer. We don't really know. Anyway, let me go over some things with you. I thank you for joining us this morning and getting your matter hopefully resolved. What I'll do is I'll talk with you as I'm doing now to all of you with some general information, and then when your particular matter is up, you will then be able to talk back and forth with me. So the way our procedure works in this court is when your case is called, you will be brought into the courtroom, the room, and I will either read or explain the charge or charges that's been filed against you. I'll ask you if you understand them. And then once you tell me that you do, we'll go on to the next process of you entering a plea of either guilty, not guilty, or no contest. If you enter a plea of not guilty, that means you're going to contest the matters, and then you will be put on what we call a pretrial docket. Now, let me explain what that means. It's a legal term that we use, but we find that it's a very effective way because at a later date, you and the prosecutor, that's the person, the individual that presents the evidence in my court to either me or to a jury, will have an opportunity to talk about the facts of your case. I am not a party to that. So it's an opportunity for you to tell your side, and he will tell you what he has from the prosecution standpoint. If you're able to reach an agreement, and I will tell you the vast majority of the times people do reach an agreement, that is then presented to me. And if I think it's reasonable, I will go along with it, and that will take care of the matter. If for some reason I don't think it is, I'll let y'all talk some more to see if you can come up with a different type of resolution. If you cannot reach an agreement with the prosecutor, then you and I will talk about the next step. And the next step is to have your trials set. Right now, it looks like we will start trying cases after June the 1st. You have the right to have your matter tried in front of me or have it tried in front of a jury. What happens is we get a group of citizens that live inside the city limits of Cuero, and they are brought in, and from that group, 6 people are selected, and they will listen to the evidence and then decide your guilt or innocence. If you decide this morning or have decided you're going to forego that procedure and enter a plea of guilty or not, or no contest, once you do that, this is a people's court. What I mean by that is if there's something you want to talk to me about your particular matter, I'm here to listen to it. I will listen to it. I'll take it into consideration in making a final disposition. Don't hesitate to ask questions this morning. If there's something I'm saying now, you're not certain quite about what I mean, again, when you're up, ask me, and we'll be glad to try to work with you in any way we can. Also, for those of you who are going to forego the not guilty pleas, you're going to need some time to get these payments done. We do this on a regular basis. Just talk to me. I'm here to listen to you in your financial situation. So with that said, we're going to go ahead and get started this morning. Let me visit with Ms. Alvarado.
I'm here, Your Honor.
Good morning. How are you again? Saw you a while ago.
Yes, sir.
All right, well, let's talk about what you have here. I have an alleged, and I'm looking at a document now that has this information in front of me. I'm looking at a document that alleges that there was a violation of one of our city ordinance for a traffic control device alleging speeding 43 and a 30 that they calibrated it on radar. You understand what this is all about?
Yes, sir.
All right, to that charge, and you plead guilty, not guilty, or no contest. How do you want to plead this morning?
Is no contest like guilty, sir?
Well, either one of those pleas, I will assess a fine. The no contest plea, you neither admit or deny the charge. The guilty plea means you're admitting it. And of course, not guilty says you're not admitting it. So most of the time, no contest pleas are used sometime if there's type of say an automobile accident and you didn't want to take the time to fight the citation, but you didn't want it used against you either in a civil court. So therefore, by pleading no contest, you can avoid that being used against you. So with that said, how do you want to plead this morning?
No contest, sir.
All right, we're going to accept that no contest plea. All right, we have $65 fine and court costs $76. That's a total of $141. If you want to go online and
Yes,
Google
sir.
in City of Cuero, when that comes up, go to Departments, Municipal Court, type in your date of birth, and then that should give you the information you need to go ahead and pay it online. If you have any problem, you and everyone else, pick up the phone, call us. We're here to work with you. Can you get that done by the end of the week?
Yes, sir.
All right, we can go ahead and do that. I'll put down here 4/17/21, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good day.
You too. All right, let me talk with Jesse Whitehead.
Here, Your Honor.
Good morning. How you doing?
I'm all right.
All right, I'm looking at a citation here alleging speeding. It looks like 47 and a 30. Is that your understanding of why you're in court?
Yes, sir.
All right, to that charge, you need to plead guilty, not guilty, or no contest. How do you plead?
I want to get it deferred. I think I have to plead guilty for that. I do believe.
You need to plead guilty or no contest if you want me to consider that.
Okay. I guess no contest.
Okay. All right. What's your driving record like?
I've been pulled over twice for speeding, and I got tickets both times.
Wow.
In the past. Yeah, it's kind of unlucky.
And how long a period?
3 years.
All right. Well, yeah. All right. Well, what we do on the deferred is there's a higher fee that's paid. You then have 6 months not to get a conviction. And
Yes, sir.
so that means I prefer, and everyone else prefers, you don't get another citation, but the key to it from a legal standpoint, from my judgments, are that you don't get convicted of another violation during this 6 month period. So what it's going to be, it's going to be a $200 fee plus court costs of $134, and that will be a total $334, and that's going to be 6 months deferred. And let's see, you're still living there on Cypress Valley Road?
I'm actually living in Utah now. I came home to visit, and I got pulled over in Cuero.
Wow, that wasn't too good a homecoming.
No, sir.
All right, well, if you're out of state now, what are you just working up there, or have you moved there?
I moved, but I'm also working.
Okay, because you're in and this has nothing really to do with your particular case, but I'm just gonna make you be aware of this. You do need to get that address and stuff changed on your driver's license.
Yes, sir.
All right, so 6 months $334. At the end of that period of time, you're going to be required to sign a affidavit saying that you haven't had any other convictions. Once I receive that, and if the court costs and the fee is paid, I then enter an order of dismissal, and it will not become part of your record. In fact, it won't leave the court. So insurance have no effect on it, and neither will your driving record.
Okay. How do I get the affidavit? Do you email it to me?
We'll send it to you.
Okay.
As long as, we have a good email for you. Just make sure that we do. And we're going to send you several pages of documents for you to sign. And that'll take care of it. You send the agreement back, the judgment back, but you keep the affidavit. And then at the end of 6 months, you get that sent down there to me.
Yes, sir.
Any other questions?
The $330, do I pay that now? or at the end?
$334. If you want to go ahead and take care of it, that's fine. You have the period of time that you're on probation. But just keep in mind that I will not dismiss the matter until all costs are paid.
Yes, sir.
All right. Take care of yourself. Good luck up in Utah.
Thank you. You too.
All right. Let me talk with Mr. De Los Santos.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. How are you doing today?
I'm doing all right.
All right. I'm looking at one of our ordinance violations.
Yes, sir.
If there's ever an ordinance we have here in the city that gets more citations, a violation of cats and dogs running large. So you're a part of a big group. I don't know if that makes you feel good, bad, or somewhere in between. So anyway, you understand why you're in court?
Yes, sir, I do.
All right, to the charge, guilty, not guilty, or no contest.
No contest.
All right, tell me what's going on.
Well, there was this little dog that was coming to play with my other, excuse me, somebody's trying to call. Sorry about that. There was this little dog across the street that was always coming to play with my other little dog. And my big dog, that's a house dog, was out there on the porch eating and chased that dog across the street and attacked that dog. So, yeah. So, it's my dog and I take full responsibility. So
the dog from across the street came visiting and your dog chased him off.
Chased him off and attacked him. Yes, sir.
All right. All right. Okay, well, look, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm set a fine of $500 in court costs, total of $576, but you're not paying that. I'm gonna put you on 6 months deferred, an unofficial. It's an official, but it's an unsupervised probation. You don't have to report to any probation officer. You're not gonna pay any probation fees, any of that stuff. And at the end of the 6 months, and you're still living there on Green Street, is that where
Yes,
this
sir.
occurred?
Yes, sir.
All right. If you have no other problems, keep the house dog in the house. We're going to go ahead and revisit this in 6 months, and I can assure you that if no other problems, I'm going to reduce this fine and reduce it substantially. You with
Yes,
me?
sir. Yes, sir, I am.
All right. Any other questions?
No, sir. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, Henry. Have a good day.
You have a blessed day, sir.
All right. Let's talk with Ms. Trevino.
Yes, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
All right. I'm looking over what I have here. I have one charge of speeding. Looks like 95 and a 65.
Yes, sir.
Drove in the center lane, not passing or left turn, and failed to drive in a single lane. Looks like you were in a hurry to get back to Buda and get the heck out of Cuero.
No, actually, I was on my way to Rockport.
Wow. Okay. All right.
I was on my way to Rockport. To be honest with you, sir, I didn't even realize I was going 95. I thought I had set my cruise control, but I was mistaken, obviously. And the reason for crossing the center line was my phone had fell off. I hit a bump, a rough spot on the road, which shook my truck enough to knock my phone off of my handheld device, off the dash. And rather than pull over, which I should have done, I reached down to grab it, and that's how I crossed the line. And that's the reason for crossing over.
Okay, all right, I'm hearing what you're telling me. How do you want to plead these things? Guilty, no contest?
No contest, sir. Is it possible to take defensive driving for this ticket?
You can take it for one, but not all of them.
Okay. Okay, and then the other options, if there is
Now,
any?
you're not gonna, if you're over 25 miles an hour on speeding. So with that being said, you're not eligible for the driver
Okay.
course. Now, I'll allow you on one of the other ones. Tell me which one you want to take, either the drove in the center lane without indicating your pass or left turn, or failure to drive in the single lane.
Oh, there's three of them. I see two on the ticket.
You're breaking up a little
Okay,
bit on our
okay.
communication. I'm not sure you're in a my end.
That was my end, sorry.
Okay,
Is deferred available? I really don't want the ticket on my record because I don't have any moving violations on my record at this point in time, other than this one ticket.
all right. The speeding, I will not compromise on that one. The other two, I will grant you deferred. It's a higher fine. If you heard what I told one of the other
Right.
parties this morning, same rules, same conditions. It's $200 fine in each case, plus the court costs. So in your do not pass charge, you got a total of $334, and that's deferred 6 months. That's a straight deferred, no reduction of the fine. The other one will be the same thing. So you're going to have two of them at $334, deferred 6 months. Now I know you're up there in Duda, so here's what you do on the deferred. You pay the court costs in each of these cases. That's $134 plus $10, $144. Once that is received, you will have, we will also get you paperwork to sign agreeing to this deferred. And since you're up in Buda, we'll send you an affidavit, which says at the end of 6 months, and we'll send you two affidavits actually, and one for each charge for each case. And you send that back to me after the fee and the fines paid. And if it says no other convictions, then those matters will be dismissed. On the speeding, likewise, it is a fine of $334, and I need to know on that one how much time you need to pay it.
At least 6 months because actually I'm not in Buda anymore. I moved to Rockport, which I've changed the address on my license. So if they look it up, it'll reflect the address.
Now, I work with, as I said a while ago when I got started, I work with, try to work with everybody. 6 months is a little long on this particular fine.
Okay.
Also, when I go over 30 days, the state of Texas tells me I must assess an additional $15 fee. So
Okay.
we'll go over 30 days, but I tell you what, let's put 90 days to get it paid.
That'll work, sir.
All right, so that's going to be a total of $349 on the speeding, $334 on the other two. All right, any questions?
Okay, so that's a total of almost like $700, correct?
No, it's more than that. It's going to be a little over $334 and $334 is $668. I'm trying to add in my head.
Right, I was
So
doing
that's 17, 6, that's 10, 11. Yeah, you're looking at about between $1,000 and $1,100 bill.
Oof. Okay, let's do the 90 days.
You want some time on those deferred also? Well, you're gonna have the 6 months, so I don't need to extend
That'll
your
work,
time.
that'll work. If I get on the deferred, if I get the 6 months to pay those off, that's perfect. That'll
You
all
got
work
it.
out.
We're done unless you have some other questions.
No, sir. Just that, I can give y'all my updated address so I can get the documentation. I get it back to you.
If you would, please, don't do it now or try to do it now because we're what we call live. This is because
Right.
courts are public. We have to, since we're not in the courtroom, we do this YouTube live. So when you get through with your matter this morning, check with my clerks a little bit later into the day and get that to us, or either just email it.
Okay, will do, sir.
All right, thank you. Good luck.
Yeah, bye-bye.
All right, Shamika, we have somebody else in the waiting, and I don't know who we have.
Alexis Cuellar.
Yes.
The last name is Cuellar.
Yes, sir.
I don't have anything in my book.
I thought so.
Well, I called on last week, Thursday,
Okay,
because my mother had got a paper saying that I might have a warrant out for my arrest for a ticket in 2019. I had dropped my kids off and I parked in a fire lane like everybody else, and I shouldn't have followed everybody else. Well, on the ticket, I hadn't had a ticket since I think I was 16. So on the ticket, I didn't know there was a court date. She said it was in fine print. And she said that they mailed me information about my court date was supposed to be in October. Well, I never got it. She said that the address that they had was not my address. So I tried to pay it that Thursday and she told me, I mean, I couldn't. She said that I had to go for court this week. And I was just like, okay, well then I'll just go onto the Zoom. She gave me this and she told me to talk to y'all.
well, that's what we're here to do, is to talk with you and get it resolved and stuff. The reason I can assure you, the reason I don't have it on the docket for April 13th, 2021 is because it's something that occurred in 2019. Okay,
Yeah.
so Jamaica, how can we get that file pulled, or do we
We
have it?
have it. Amanda thought she had sent it over with the cover sheets, but if not, she can scan it over and email it to you real quick.
Did she send it this morning?
No, it was sent with the paperwork. I think that Laura picked up. But if not, she can email it over to you real quick. It's a VCO. It's a VCO parked and no parking zone.
Okay. Yeah, let her send it over, because
Okay,
I don't recall anything being in those
Okay.
judgments.
that's what she's doing right now. She's gonna scan and email it.
Good. I'm still waiting for it to come in. Hopefully it'll be here in just a second.
Unmute. There we go.
Okay, we found Alexis.
Yes.
All right, let's take a look at what I have here. See, it's back October of 2019. Violation of city, alleged violation of city ordinance for parking in a no parking zone. That's what you related. We have the court costs and a warrant fee. So you understand the charge.
Yes.
All right, and how do you want to plead that charge? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
All right, we're going to accept your plea of no contest.
Can you explain to me how the warrant works? Because I've never had one. So if I
Well,
didn't get the paperwork,
Well, let me back up. So we'll do our best to explain it.
yes.
And if there's some uncertainty about it, then you can ask further. When you're issued a citation, when you're given that ticket by that officer and you sign that ticket, that is a bond, that's your personal bond for you to appear on the date that the ticket has on it. Every ticket has an appearance date, a court date. So what happens is when you do not appear on that date, that means then that you have violated your promise to appear, which then can two things can happen and often does. A subsequent charge can be filed for a violate promise to appear, which carries an additional potential fine and court costs. And we send notices. We send notices to the address that was given to the officer on the date you and he had your encounter, visit, whatever. And apparently, back then it was 1398 FM 1447. I have no idea whether that was your address. We don't know in the court. We can only know by what is filed and then with the court. And as I said, most of the time, the officers get that information from the defendant, from the person they have stopped. So notices are mailed out. We also post it electronically. And after several notices, several attempts, then that gets to a point of where I have to sign a warrant.
Mm-hmm.
And so right now, you have an active warrant. That's the additional $50 on the court costs, $61 in costs plus $50 on a warrant fee. There was not an additional charge filed, so that is the only charge that you have in this court, which totals $211. Now, have I helped explain to you? Do you understand how the process works?
Yes, sir. I understand. And why I haven't, oh, never mind. You don't know that information. Never mind. I was going to ask why the address was 3019 when on my driver's license, it's been a 311 South South in Yoakum.
You're right. I have no
You don't know
idea.
that? Yeah. That's what I asked that lady, and she was like,
I'm just a judge. I'm not a Houdini. I can't pull those kind of answers out of that. Come on now, give me a break.
I know, I'm sorry. That's what I was confused about when
Oh,
I
I'm
had
just
talked to
teasing.
her.
I'm just teasing with you. Like I said a while ago, majority of the times, those officers get their information off your driver's license. I know sometimes I've had folks before me, and we've talked about this very same thing. And the officers sometimes will go into what they call the records, where they go back to DPS, and sometimes the information is gotten there, and it may not be current. So that's my best guessing for the morning.
Good guess.
All right, talk to you later. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Judge, when is it due for her fine
Oh
amount?
yeah, I'm sorry. Can I,
Yeah, I'm sorry. You had me doing too much time being Houdini
I'm
over here trying to
sorry.
pull things up. How much time you want?
well, I can pay it off. I just need to know where I need to go to pay it off. I tried to do that Thursday, but she wouldn't let me. So
Tell you what, my clerks sometime are mean. They want to take that money from you.
I'm telling you, they
We
were doing
want
that.
we want you to have your day in court. That's what everybody says. They want to come to court. So now you can say, by God, in Cuero, we make you come to court. Now, you're living over in Yoakum now?
Yes, that's where I live.
All
311
right.
South
Well,
South.
if you want to go online, Google in the city of Cuero. When it comes to the apartments, pull up municipal court, type in your date of birth, and you can pay it online. If you want to send it in the mail, send it. Just don't send cash or a personal check. If you want
Okay.
to visit the city of Cuero, you can come by City Hall, downtown Main Street.
Okay.
Now, you can get that done within the next, say, week.
Yes, I'll pay it today.
Very good. Thank
All right.
you.
Thank you, sir. Bye.
All right. I have somebody else here.
Yes, June Whittington.
Miss Whittington, bear with me just a minute. We're going to pull you down. All right. We got three things.
Three.
Wow. Let me see what we have. Have a speeding 44 and a 30, driving while license suspended, and no insurance. You understand all those charges?
Yes, sir, I do.
All right.
As far as the no insurance, I'm sorry, go ahead.
To each of those charges, you can plead guilty, not guilty, or no contest. How do you want to plead?
Well, first off, I need to ask you because Officer Bond, I believe, I did have insurance that day. He said as long as I can show proof in court that I had insurance that day. And coincidentally, the court is month to month. So I do have the insurance payment
Well,
showing.
you got started a little late with us this morning, and that's fine. But one of the things I go over with at the very beginning of each session, and this is mainly to protect your constitutional rights. I'm here to visit with you. I'm here to listen to you in any way I can. But prior to doing that, I have to have a plea of either guilty or no contest. That way, you have told me that you waive your constitutional rights of the right to remain silent and make them prove the case against you. So let's get that out of the way, and we'll get this matter resolved real quick.
Okay, I'm gonna plead no contest, and I apologize for my tardiness. I was at the building and I just didn't know how to get into Zoom, so I apologize for that.
You were where?
At the city hall. I used to live in Cuero. I just moved back, so I didn't know how things work. I was at the municipal court building, and that's when I was instructed to grab that sheet of paper that told me to go on Zoom and download. And then I had trouble getting the meeting ID, but I got it now.
Yeah, okay, I understand, and thank you for trying. It's all because of these crazy times, and we're trying to we're trying to do our best to protect you, protect the staff, you know, and so that's fine. All right, what we're going to do on the speeding. It's a $70 fine in court costs, so it's a total of $204. And how much time you need to get that paid?
Like I say, I just moved back. I have a part-time job right now, so I was hoping I can get like a payment plan. If we could total off everything, if it's okay with you, and like a payment plan, because I just moved back, and like I said, I have a part-time job and I make minimum wage right now. So
My
I
question
guess the
again,
max you can give me.
my question to you again is, how much time do you need to get this first one taken care of?
If you can give me at least a week on that one.
All right, on the speeding, I'm gonna give you 30 days. Now, what's the story on the driving while license suspended?
My license got suspended July 1st of 2018. They were supposed to be unsuspended, if that's a word, November of this year. They were only supposed to be suspended after I signed for probation, and that was in May. So November, they should have been unsuspended. And like I said, I just moved back from Austin, back to Cuero. And my next step was to figure out how to get my license back. So I didn't know, and the officer explained to me that they still shows suspended. And so I haven't driven this, and so I'm
Well, they're going to continue to be suspended until you send the state of Texas some money, June. That's the whole thing. What it's about. It requires a reinstatement fee of I think it's $125 or $135. You need to get that done. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set a fine of $200 and court costs total of $281, but I'm gonna put you on deferred, which means a probation for 6 months. You get your driver's license, and I'll go ahead and reduce that substantially. Now let's talk about the no insurance. Apparently, you and Officer Banda had some kind of conversation about you having insurance. And I take it from what you told me a while ago, you told him you had insurance. Am I right so far?
Yes, sir.
Well, then how come you wrote a ticket if you had insurance?
Judge, I guess she lost connection all the way around in the middle of her sentence. Up, it came right back.
Are you still with us, Jim?
Thank you. Okay, so like I said, coincidentally, that the insurance is month to month, and so it was paid that morning before I left to Austin to come back. So my mom had the copy of the insurance at her house, and so he waited for me to call my mom to see if she could bring it out, but she can do it in time. So he told me just make sure I provide proof. It was actually paid the day I got pulled over. We made sure I was insured before I left that morning.
You have a copy of that?
Yes, sir, I do.
Okay. You get that to us before next Wednesday, and the matter will be dismissed. If not, the matter is going to be reset for next Wednesday if we do not have the proof of insurance received by then.
Judge, her video dropped again. Hold on, it just came back.
Okay, can anybody hear me?
Roger Gonzalez.
Hello?
Jen, are you there still?
And can you guys hear me or see me?
I cannot. I can hear you. If you can hear me, get the proof in before next Wednesday. If not, come back to court like you're doing now, and we'll see what the problem is in getting the proof to me. All right? Thank you.
Okay.
All right, who else do we have, Shamika?
Let me ask, ma'am, can we get your first and last name, please?
Stephanie Flores. I'm sorry I didn't set it.
It's okay, Stephanie Flores.
Yes, ma'am.
I've seen that name.
All right, Ms. Flores, I have a alleged charge of running a stop sign. Do you understand that charge?
No, sir. I think you have the wrong person because the last time I spoke with you, that's not what it was about, and I haven't gotten no ticket like that.
Let me see. You're right. I do have the wrong person. I have a Flores, but not you. Obviously, I don't have you on today's docket.
Well, it's because I was coming back for that remember because you had.
Hang on a second. I'm not saying you did anything wrong. I'm just telling you with this paperwork, it starts at the city of Cuero, and then it gets sent out, and it gets sent to me because I'm not there in the city. So we're gonna find your paperwork. All right. Just
Yes.
hang on a second.
Okay, Judge, so
What do-
she is currently on the extension right now. She was zooming in to ask for more time. The
Okay.
extensions became past due on April the 6th.
Okay. So is that what we're doing this morning, Ms. Flores? Is you wanting some more time?
Yes, sir. I was dealing with some stuff in in Yorktown. I had 2 different accounts that I was dealing with, and I finally got them squared away, but I totally forgot about you guys. I was going through my stuff, and then I seen this, so I called the lady and she told me that it was already past due and to go ahead and sign back in for you guys, but I haven't made anything towards you guys or done anything towards you guys because I forgot.
Shamika, can you believe that? They forgot about us.
Sorry.
How can you do that?
I have a lot.
I'm teasing with you, okay? We're not going to put you in jail because you forgot about us. I've had that happen quite a few times. Anyway, let's talk about business. How much time you need?
What is the total amount?
I don't know. I don't have your file.
So one of them is 290, well, they're both 296. It's a no insurance one and then driving while license suspended.
Okay. And she was supposed to have gotten that done by the 6th, which was last week, and we hadn't gotten that done. How much has been paid on them?
Nothing.
Probably nothing because she forgot about us.
Nothing.
Okay. All right. So there we have the situation of close to a $600 bill. There was time payment to do it, so we've already hit the $15 assessed in each one. Is that correct?
Let me just double check, but that does sound correct.
Yeah, I think so. All right. Well, let's talk about back to you. How much time you think you need to get this one done this time?
Well, is there any way that I could do half community service and half payments? I have my grandma actually owns a church, and I was wanting to see if I can maybe do some community service.
We are not doing community service at this time.
Okay.
Back or in the future, if we ever get back to such a thing as normal, we do have community service in my court, but not now because of all the other crazy stuff's going on. So let's talk again about how much time you need to get this done.
Is 2 months too long to ask?
All right, I'm gonna extend that to 90 days. That's 3 months. All right. And I'll tell you this now. If you start having problems, I'm going to look at this in 30 days, and there better be some payments made. We're not gonna have this same conversation 90 days from now without you having paid this matter off.
No, sir.
You with me?
Yes, sir. I will actually put 50 down today.
You can pay this, and this is what I tell everyone. You know your financial situation better than I do, nor do I need to know it. You can pay however you want to. My concern is when I look at it at the end of the period of time that it's taken care of.
Yes, sir.
All right. Any questions?
No, sir.
All right. Thank you very much for coming in today.
Thank you.
All right. Goodbye. Jamaica, if you want to send me that for me to sign it, I'll do that and then get
Okay.
it back to you. So, all right. I don't see anybody else.
We have, hold on, there's somebody that came in. And then Amanda's setting a computer up that we had someone scheduled to come in today. Right now,
courtroom? All right.
and the one she's setting up, if you want to go ahead and pull him, she's getting it set up now, is Roger Gonzalez.
Okay.
But I may admit the Phoenix 5 to see whom they are. I'm not sure who they are.
Roger Gonzalez has 2 charges. Driving while license suspended, no insurance. All right.
And I just need to get this gentleman's here first and last name once his audio connects. Sir, can we get your first and last name, please? Oh, that looks like Roger Gonzalez. This looks like Mr. Gonzalez. Let me see if Amanda is out here still. Okay, Amanda's almost done setting up the computer. You'll have Roger Gonzalez first and then Joseph Austin. Yes. And then she's sending 2 additional matters on Gonzalez that you don't have. I think were they pending warrants? They were pending warrants, so she's gonna send those over since Mr. Gonzalez is here. And she's also going to have to send Joseph Austin. He's a
That's what I was
reset.
fixing to say. I just got through looking through that and I don't have anything on that.
He's a reset. I think he was deferred and I think you reset him a couple of times.
On Gonzalez, I had originally, what I have in my paperwork is no driver's license and no insurance. There's something
Yes.
else.
Yes, there are some pending warrants that he wants to just handle all while he's here.
All right, very good.
If you want to have a seat right here, it's going to be just a few minutes. I got to get these things over to Judge.
Mr. Gonzalez, if you can hear me, I'm waiting on your other paperwork. And as soon as that comes in, we'll go ahead and try to get it taken care of all at one time. All right. So they're having to ship it to me electronically. So it should be here in just a couple of minutes.
Yes, sir. I got one thing on that suspended license. My license are not suspended; they are need to be renewed.
All right. Well, let's if you want to go ahead and talk about that, we can talk about that while I'm waiting on the others. And that's what I have in front of me. I have a charge of driving while license suspended and no insurance. So you understand each of those charges?
Yes, sir. I sure do.
All right. Now, how do you
And,
want to plead to them? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Not guilty.
On both of them?
On the insurance, I had went ahead and got some. My mom got insurance on it. I guess.
How do you want to plead? Guilty, not guilty, no contest? The law requires, before you and I can talk about the facts of the situation, that I have a plea of either guilty or no contest from you. That's your constitutional rights that I'm protecting for you. If there's something you want to explain to me after that plea, that's fine. I'm here to listen to it. I take that into consideration, but that's just a procedure that I insist on because I am very, very strong, opinionated that we need to protect defendants' constitutional rights.
Yes.
Okay.
No
all right. So how you want to do that on each of these charges? We got a not guilty plea on the driver's license suspended. How you want to plead to the no insurance?
No contest.
All right. Now talk to me about the insurance. Did y'all go get insurance after the ticket?
Yes, sir. I sure did.
Okay. You pay that on a monthly basis?
Yes, sir. I just get monthly checks.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set a fine of $200 in court costs of 81 is 281, but you're not gonna pay that. You're gonna now, hopefully you won't pay it at all. You're gonna be put on 6 months probation, and the terms of probation are not to get any other citations as far as a conviction, not to get any other tickets, but more importantly, that at the end of that period of time, you and I will visit again like we're doing this morning, and you will furnish me proof of the insurance of 6 months receipt. And if that's done, then I'll go ahead and reduce this fine substantially.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay? All right, and we have the not guilty plea on the driving while license suspended. And what'll happen on that is you'll sit down at a future date and talk with Mr. Crane about the facts of the case, see if y'all can reach some type of resolution. He's there to listen to you. I'm not a party to that. So if you've got some facts and circumstances that you think will be pertinent to it, that's the time to get it done, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, now we've got, let me see, I just got some stuff coming in. Let me see what else I have here on you. You give me just a second to get it printed out.
It should be 2 cover sheets for him, Judge.
All right, I'll go get them and be right back. All right, Mr. Gonzalez, I'm looking now at a ticket you received on February the 1st for expired operator's license. This was issued by a different officer. Do you understand that charge?
Yes, sir. And my license was not suspended then either.
All right, I'm gonna put you down for not guilty, and you will also go ahead and talk with Mr. Crane about that. You got one back in March 23rd of 2020 for no driver's license. Same thing on that one.
Yes, sir. Well, I didn't have my driver's license with me.
I'm gonna let you talk and visit with Mr. Crane on all 3 of those. The bottom line is if you have a license, we've got a lot of wasted citations. If you didn't have a license, then there's something we're gonna have to take a look at.
Yes, sir.
Now, what I'm looking at is some other matters that you have with me. You had a expired operator's license. You pled guilty, and you were issued it in April of 2020. We have sorry. I think that's the other matter that we had with you this morning. So let me go back over this, make sure we've got everything. You're gonna have 6 months to get that. Well, the insurance keep the receipts, and then you and Mr. Crane can talk about this no driver's license thing and get it resolved. Any questions?
No, sir.
All right, good luck to you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, we have Mr. Austin in the courtroom.
We have to call him and get him inside real quick.
Okay. And same thing with Ms. Flores.
Ms. Flores is the one you just met with. You said you was gonna make the documentation on their floor.
Yeah.
Right here? I'm like, where I go?
Morning, Mr. Austin.
Morning, Judge. How are you today?
Well, I'm writing to see if I can read what I'm writing.
I
All
didn't know.
right, how you been?
Oh, well, besides missing last week, which I didn't know, my well, they found my sister-in-law dead, so, and they called us Tuesday night, and I wasn't thinking about coming to court, so we shot to Houston with my daughter. And before I knew it, I'm like, baby, was I supposed to go to court? She said, oh, I think. So I missed it. And I've been worried ever since. And Judge, I don't know what I'm gonna do about taking this test online because I cannot pass it on the computer. So what I was gonna ask you, is there any kind of way possible that I can make some kind of an appointment at the jailhouse to see if I can take that, the written test, the regular old test? Because I cannot do it on the computer. I cannot pass it.
And are they telling you can't come down there and take it in person?
Yeah, I went down there the other day and I seen a sign posted up there saying you have to make an appointment. So
Right, I can understand that, but they're talking about doing an appointment in person, or are they telling you you gotta strictly do it online?
no, I think it's in person. I think.
Okay, well, go get yourself an appointment made, and I'll give you some additional time. We,
Because I know I can pass the old test, but that computer, I don't
yeah,
know.
well, I'm looking at my notes here. It looks like me like we reset it for 60 days. I guess that expired in March. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and reset it once again. We'll look at this thing. Let me look at my calendar. Go ahead and reset it for June the 16th.
Okay, and I'll have one of the ladies to write it down so I will not forget it. And I'm going.
Don't forget it. Don't forget about us.
Oh no, because
I already had, you're the second one this morning telling me I forgot about us. I don't know how I guess we're just easy to forget.
No, I didn't forget. I went to Houston and wasn't thinking at the time because that's my wife's only sister. So, I wasn't thinking all we wanted to do was get her down there. And
Well, I tell you what, I was down there last weekend. The only thing I wanted to do was get out of there.
yeah, me too. The only reason why we went is because she had passed away. I think,
understand.
her body was already decomposing. So,
Well, my condolences to her and stuff. So, work with DPS. Which would be real helpful for me. And I believe what you're telling me, but then if somebody else looks at your file, they may not understand what you and I are doing. So if you can get some proof, a piece of paper or something from DPS that you are working on this, leave us a copy there at the courtroom.
okay.
Or at the window, go to my clerks, and I would appreciate that.
All right. I appreciate you.
All right. Take care of yourself.
Thank you, sir. And I will bring it up here and let them know it.
All right. Good deal. Take care.
And you said, do you have any pen? It was, what you said the date was?
Oh, I wrote it down here for you.
Oh, okay. She got it already.
16th at 9 a.m.
Oh, okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Sure.
Thank you, Judge.
She does a good job.
Yes, she does.
Hey, now that you got in my courtroom, get out of my courtroom. See you next time.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too. I'm gonna go down there and try to pass you a check.
There you go.
Anything else?
Bet you didn't know that was me, huh, Judge?
I didn't. Oh, of course I did.
Well, Shamika went to go see there might have been one other. She just wanted to make sure that they weren't waiting because she had talked to them last week and she was supposed to be here.
Okay. In other words, we have somebody that's possibly in the lobby or outside the courthouse.
Correct. And she was just making sure that there was, because there's nobody in the waiting room right now.
Okay. Yeah.
This one lasted a little longer than I thought it was going to.
Well, I thought we would be through the way it started out when I logged in. I thought we would be through an hour and 5 minutes ago. But, folks are, I still think it's just folks getting used to using this thing, and, we do it all the time, and we're still not all that efficient with it. At least the one you're looking at in there.
I think we've all got some fine tuning we could do.
While I have you on the record, we've had some correspondence back and forth on this attempted appeal bond
Yes, sir.
on Daryl Riles. Here's my problem with this, what this lawyer sent. He says on the first day of November 2020, a speeding 15 to 30, a complaint in the above referenced style, and that the state of Texas do and have recovered from the defendant the sum of $234. Well, that's all wrong. That's not the facts. That may have been the date that citation was issued, but the complaint wasn't filed. I'm looking at if the complaint was filed, but the judgment was signed in March of 2021.
Correct.
And that's what this appeal bond needs to say. So if they'll get that straight and the amount of it and all that's good, but March the 17th is when the judgment was signed.
Yes, sir.
All right. I'll make a note of this and I'll drop this off along with my other signed matters. We've got to go to Victoria, so I'll be coming through Cuero tomorrow, and we'll drop it off at that time.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I don't see anybody coming into the courtroom.
Yeah, I'm not sure if she was getting a hold of the defendant by phone. I'm not sure if there's somebody else out in the lobby, because we've had a couple of people out in the lobby as well. But there's nobody else in the waiting room on this end.
I'm not seeing anybody. I think we can go off of YouTube.
Okay. Yes, sir. Let me go ahead and stop the stream.